I go away for just a few hours, and out of nowhere, Busho decided to drop the bomb on us and reveal way too many stuff in just one singular day. I don't know what they were smoking. They had their product live stream, decided to not reveal much, and then randomly on a Tuesday reveal a crap ton of stuff to us because let me tell you, there's too much to go over in one particular video. We got more clan collection reveals. We've got more lyrical stuff reveals. We've got new mechanic reveals. A new grade 4 to talk about. As well as set 5 information. And that alone is a lot because we've got new encounter cards, card reveals, new cross-epic card information, right lines, plus, and I kid you not, dual nation cards. And that's still not it! We got premium collection, festival collection, and more! Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it. Stand up! Vanguard! Hey Cardfighters, welcome back to another Cardfight update, and if it's not already known from the intro, we got a lot to talk about and there is a lot of exciting new stuff on the horizon, and I just glossed over with the intro because I only explained what the topics are and not the intricate details. So to not make this video unnecessarily long, I'm going to ignore the clan collection reveals for Murukumo as well as Gold Pellet, and I'm going to talk about them into tomorrow's video where we're going to take our time to really dive deep into their skills and analyze their particular aspects as well as their power level. That said, we're going to talk about everything else in this video. So all the product information, all the separate Lyrical Monastero card reveals that we saw over the weekend, as well as what we saw today, and everything that comes with it. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into it because we have way too many topics to talk about. And first off, the first thing I want to talk about is this really interesting aspect about set 4, because set 4 in Japan is already sold out and there's going to be a second printing, and they confirmed that for the second printing there will be a different artwork for the DSR for Nirvana, the grade 4 Nirvana. Now, we don't know what that artwork is going to be, and we also don't know what this will mean for the English printing. Will this mean that the English version of the set will have the same thing, that the first printing will have a different artwork for the second printing, if we're gonna get the second printing, or will they immediately include the different artwork in our set? So, will we have 3 DSRs, or will we only see the new one, or will we only get the old one? We don't know as of yet. This is just an interesting thing they just announced, so I'm very curious what this will mean for the international version of set 4. Now, moving forward, we've got all the Lyrical Monastero stuff that I'm going to talk about. And first off, they announced the new artwork for one of their LSRs, as this is the artwork for the critical LSR, because we already knew the critical was going to get it, but this is the artwork. And let me tell you, it's actually really nice. I think it's a very cute artwork. It looks pretty dope. And yeah, it's probably going to be very expensive, which kind of sucks, but for the high rarity seekers, go nuts! Now, another thing that they also confirmed for set 4 is that we are going to get new mechanics for the new ride lines they're going to introduce. We already knew that these 2 cards were the new ride line, but now we know that their decks will have some type of keyword that's called powerful and friends. What that means, we don't know. Which one of the 2 is going to get that, we also don't know. So we're going to keep our eye open for the words powerful and friends until we get more information and the actual skill reveals of these particular grade 3 boss units of their respective ride lines. Now, moving forward on that, and I literally mean moving forward, we got a new grade 4 confirmed. We've got a grade 4 for Kairi. This is the trial deck boss unit for Lyrical Monastero. Now, this can mean multiple things. Now, you might think to yourself, with a new grade 4 being introduced, this will mean we're gonna get grade 4s for all the ride lines? Not necessarily, as this is the grade 4 that we're gonna get for Bermuda Triangle, or should I say Lyrical Monastero. With this grade 4 means that every nation now has access to a grade 4. So it can mean that the grade 4s that we have is all we're gonna get. 1 grade 4 per nation, that's it. Now, this also could mean, as seen as Kairi is also a starter deck, and the other grade 4s were the evolution of the other starter decks, or should I say Kairi is a trial deck, it could mean that all the trial deck / starter decks boss units are going to get a grade 4, which means that Buff Sargra might also get a grade 4. I don't think it's going to be very good because all the weapons are very name specific. So she should then also need new weapons to go with it. Otherwise it doesn't really work. But I might be looking too much into it. And at the same time, this could also mean that we actually are going to get Great Force for the other ride lines. But it will take a lot of time because apparently only Kairi is going to get it right now. And Lyrical has a bunch of ride lines. So if the other ride lines are going to get it, either they only want to announce Kairi getting Great Force, or it's going to take multiple sets to introduce the other Great Force. But we have to wait and see what direction they're going to take. So far, this is yet another Great Force for the Great Force lineup in Overdress. Now, we have more information for Lyrical Monastero because we also got a couple of card reveals that were revealed over the weekend as well as today. So let's take a look at these couple of cards so we have an understanding of the first reveal and potential power level of the second Lyrical Monastero set. So first off, the very first card that was revealed was a new grade 2 triple R order, which is Sweet X Sweet, and it's a normal grade 2 order with the skill, play this with cost, counterblast 1, look at the 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card from among them, call to the Vanguard circle, and shuffle your deck. So this is basically a tutor that can be splashed in any deck. Now, I'm not too fan on the value of this card because it's a discard and the counterblast to grab a card from the top 5. But depending on your deck and how consistent you need to have access to specific key cards, this could be a nice option. Like, this could work for Clarissa because she needs a specific setup to actually work. This could help like Kairi with specific targets. Maybe this could help Willista as she has very specific cards you need to get access to. This helps you to filter the deck. I don't know if it's going to be very powerful. It's kind of odd that it is a triple R, but maybe certain cards in this set will showcase the actual power of this card, and then suddenly the value of this card switch once we see other cards being revealed in this particular set. Now, the second card that was revealed was a grade 2 double R with the name Grazicio Prince Meredith, and its effect is auto and Vanguard circle. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, look at the top 7 cards from your deck, choose up to 1 order card from among them, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So this is effectively a tutor to order cards. It's for free. It is on hit, which kind of sucks, but any deck that relies on orders could use this to some extent to increase the consistency of the deck. And a lot of Lyrical decks revolve around the orders, like Carissa, Lorna Roll, maybe even the Black Wings, White Wings if you're going to play that particular order. This could also work with any Blitz orders. It also works with Willista, with the Ruby and Sapphire. So it has usage, but I don't know if it's going to be used depending on which archetype you're playing, because some of these builds already had dedicated spots filled in with cards that were a little bit more powerful than this particular card. But it could change with the latest support, and since we already saw the new triple R grade 2 order, maybe they're going to be more emphasis on generic orders, and this card could help us to tutor to those particular cards. Now, another card that we saw was another double R, this time a grade 1, which is Beware of Overeating Eileen. And Eileen has the effect, auto rearguard circle. When this unit boosts a rearguard, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of your deck. This is actually not bad. It's basically an Oracle Think Tank effect for any Lyrical Monastero / Bermuda Triangle deck. That's pretty decent, and with 2 particular ride lines in mind, it can actually work pretty well. This could work very nicely for Kairi, because Kairi has a couple of cards that on plays call the top card of the deck. You can use this card to set up potentially top card of your deck, so you know what you're gonna get if you're gonna call it off of particular effects. But this could also work very nicely with Felty Rosa, because Felty Rosa is going to superior call potentially your drive checks, and this card allows you to set up your drive checks a bit more consistently, so you know what you're gonna call and you can prepare preemptively going into the motions of everything else. So this could definitely see play in different varieties of decks, and it's just generic deck manipulation, so it also increases the consistency of just hitting triggers, which is also not bad. And then we also got a new grade 2 rare in the likes of Wings of Famous School Elenel, and Elenel has the effect Black Wings, auto when placed in a rearguard circle, soul charge 2. So if I remember correctly, Black Wings is even. I think it's even, so 0s and grade 2s. It makes sense because she herself is grade 2, and usually they are the correct grade, so yeah, it's even. So, Soul Charge 2, I think it's actually not bad, because I believe some of the Blackwing cards really heavily rely on Soul for particular payouts, so it's basically just generic resources. It's not crazy, but hey, it gets the job done. So if you need more soul, this is a nice card to add into your Black Wings / White Wings variant list. Now, of course, that isn't everything for Lyrical Monastero, because we have one more card revealed today, which is dedicated Willista support. And honestly, it's pretty good, and it might help Willista to actually just do something, as we have Scintillate Rays Ophelia. I think that's how that word is pronounced. First off, artwork, gorgeous. I don't know what they're doing with the light work on this. Outer Orange already stated this on Twitter as well, and I agree with her. It looks phenomenal. This card looks actually really great, and the thing is, the trip bar, it will get an SP, and I cannot wait to see this card in SP. If they're gonna SP out the light rays, the sun rays, oh man, that could be great. But we're not only here for the artwork, we're also here for the skill. And her skill is pretty good, as it's Autumn Rigged Circle. At the end of the battle, your Prismatic Ballista attacked. Activate the following abilities according to the cards you played or soul blasted during this turn. True-Hearted Ruby. During this turn, this unit gets power plus 15k. Everlasting Sapphire costs counter +1, return one rearguard in the center back row back to bottom of the deck, stand this unit, and shuffle your deck. So we've got a restander that also gains a significant amount of power. So it swings for 13, your Vanguard attacks, it then can restand and swings for 28, ignoring Persona Rite and other potential effects to empower your board. This is a really good card to give the deck at least a better payout, and being able to send the card back to the bottom of the deck helps Willista a bit, because the deck tends to draw throughout their entire deck a bit too fast. So a skill like this that allows you to at least put cards back is quite nice, and as soon as it doesn't have a specific type of unit that it needs to send back, it could be used to send back triggers or the over trigger or whatever else. That could also be a nice synergy with this particular card. Overall, very nice card, and I hope we're going to see this power level for the particular right lines that are going to need this power upgrade, like Black Wings as well, because it definitely could use a bit more oomph to ramp it up in the current meta. Maybe even a good support card for Valtyrosa, as it lags a bit behind the other decks as well. Now, those are all the reveals that we got for Lyrical Monastero. This is already from sets we already knew information about. Let's talk about set 5, and let me tell you, set 5 has me hyped. First off, this. Yes, encounter cards are back, baby, and these are Dragonic Overlord the End, Majesty Lord Blaster, and Phantom Blaster Dragon, or should I say Phantom Blaster Overlord. Interesting enough, for any people that have noticed the comparison, this is set 5 overdressed. These boss units come from set 5 of the original series. This is the perfect homage to these cards to introduce as encounter cards. I love the I don't know the word for it, like the subtle hints to their past. There's a specific word for it, and I cannot come up with it. I'm just gonna roll with it. I just love the subtlety here. It's great. But these aren't the only encounter cards we're going to get, because they come with specific support cards, which are these units. Yes! Blaster Blade makes its return together with the main for Phantom Blaster Overlord, and Burnout or Dragonic Horn or something like that, blah 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 horn dragon thingy for Overlord the End. Overall, really nice cards. These are going to be the 6 new encounter cards in set 5. Now, interesting enough, this means we're not going to see a new ride line for an encounter card ride line, what we saw in set 2 with Overlord and Phantom Blaster Dragon. Now, of course, the End and Phantom Blaster Dragon Overlord are probably going to be an evolution version of the ride line. Maybe they're going to be grade 4s in this iteration, which works with the new grade 4s mindset of evolving your ride line, but they could easily be just generic grade 3s. But Blaster Blade and MLB don't really have a ride line to themselves, and I believe these are the only ride line units we're going to get, or these are the only triple R ride line units we're going to get, and I'll come back to that in a second here. So we could see that MLB will also get a grade 1 and a grade 0 to round up the entire ride line, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Overall, I am pretty excited about these new cards, and I cannot wait. Let's just hope that next year, once we get the next wave of encounter cards back to us, and of course it could be sooner because we don't know if it's actually once per year. The only thing we knew about these encounter cards is that the next wave wouldn't come sooner than this particular set. But That said, we do know the skill of one of these encounter cards because Blaster Blade's skill already got revealed, which is this Blaster Blade skills, as we've got, although when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, cost counter plus 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. If you did not retire, draw a card. Overall, pretty nice skills, very similar to his original counterpart, not the V version, but the actual OG Blaster Blade. And the nice part about this particular skill is that you will always get advantage of its unright Vanguard circle skill, and seeing as right deck is a thing, you can guarantee this. And either you minus your opponent if they rush to you near the game, or you're gonna get a draw. And spoiler alert, this could work potentially in Phantom Blaster Dragon as well, because I believe Phantom Blaster Dragon only cares for blasters potentially. This is still a blaster, and it's in Keter Sanctuary together with the Blaster Dark stuff, so this could be a nice mix. But beyond that, it also has a skill, although when this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, costs counter plus 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguards and retire it. So on the Vanguard circle it can retire anything, and on the rearguard circle it can retire a grade 2 or higher. This, to me, this feels like it's almost an identical copy of the OG Blaster Blade, except for the part that could potentially draw a card. Overall, it's a nice card. I'm curious if it's gonna be its own right line. We have to wait and see if it will show up, or it's just going to be MLB and Blaster Blade. And I think if it's just that, it might be somewhat of a support for Phantom Blaster Dragon, or just that particular aspect, because MLB is a card that works with Blaster Dark and Blaster Blade, so it might go that direction, that you have Blaster Blade or Blaster Dark as your grade 2, Blaster Javelin as your grade 1, and then maybe you go MLB as your grade 3, or you go Phantom Blaster Dragon for your grade 3, or Overlord for your grade 3. We have to wait and see what the skill is going to be for these cards, and what direction you're going to take. So, very interesting prospect nonetheless. Now, the reason why I say that these are the only triple R encounter cards, and there might be like rares and commons like we saw with the original ride lines, is because we have one extra information about set 4 here regarding the encounter cards, and that's this. Now, what this image tells us is that the encounter card triple Rs are going to get its own rarities, which is called the 10th triple R. That's why you see on the cards themselves bigger icon than just triple R, because it's literally stated 10th triple R on these cards. So they're all regarded as the same rarity here. Now, what this means is that in a box of set 5, you have two options of what you're going to pull. You can pull 2 10th triple R in one box, which means you're going to pull 2 cards of these 6 encounter cards, or you're going to pull one of them and you're going to pull an SP. So it's a little bit different from the previous sets where you guarantee an SP in every single box, because now you either are guaranteeing SP, or instead of an SP you get another copy of these triple R encounter cards. Now it all comes down to how they're gonna pan it out, and how many SPs are gonna be in this set, and what this will mean for the entire case itself. It's a bit different, and some people might love it, some people might not, because you're now not guaranteeing SP in every single box, because now we have this extra special type of rarity thrown in the mix here. But at the very least, it now means that every single box will at the bare minimum have one copy of either of these 6 cards, which to some might be nice, to others maybe not so much. And this is the reason why I believe there might be more encounter cards in this set, because they might be like commons and rares, or maybe double Rs, and they didn't want to clog up those cards with this particular new rarity or somewhat. But it's all just speculation from this point, because we don't know as of yet. Now, of course, that isn't everything that we have for set 5, because we have even more crazy stuff for set 5, because set 5, for anybody that isn't aware, isn't an anime set. The anime starts later this year, which will have the release of set 6. So set 5 doesn't really follow the anime, and we don't really see anime cards in this set. So less emphasis on like Nirvana, Zorga, Orphist, and whatnot. That's the reason why we see more encounter cards, but also Cross Epic or Cray Epic. And for anybody that isn't aware what that name means, those were the unit cards with the special artworks that were released or revealed like almost a year ago, but we never really saw anything about them. But now they're actually going to be actual cards, and interesting enough, there are 2 specific details to these cards. First off, they're going to be their own ride line. So I assume every single unit is going to be its own ride line. And we now know 3, but there are 2 more. So this means in this set, we're gonna get 5 new right lines. And you might ask yourself, to which nation do these cards belong? Like, we have the green guy in the middle, so he's probably Stoichea. And we also have the white knight girl with the big boobas that probably will be Cater Sanctuary. And also we have this Brandgate lookalike girl, which probably will be Brandgate. Now, the interesting thing about these right lines is that probably what I just said is incorrect. And you might ask yourself, how does that work? The reason is, these cards are not nation-based. They're dual nation cards, as we see with this image. This Dragon Girl is not only Dragon Empire, but also Stoichea for whatever reason. Maybe because there's a dragon on her and it's an animal or something. But this is going to be the new mechanic for these Cray Epics or Cross Epic cards, which means they're going to be dual nation cards. And that allows us to play these cards in 2 nations, but more importantly, for premium, that means they can be played in like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clans potentially. And depending on their skills, that could have huge ramifications for future deck designs, other wacky interactions, and a lot of interesting stuff. And this really reminds me of Magic the Gathering, because Magic the Gathering also has like these multicolor cards that can be used in multiple decks in multiple strategies because they have access to multiple colors. And in this case, these are going to be our multiple color cards. So I'm very curious of what their skill is going to be, what these right lines going to entice, and how this could impact the cards we already have or the card pool in the specific nations, and potentially the clans in those nations in premium. So a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to here. But again, that's not everything. We have more. We got Festival Collection version 2 on the horizon, and we already see this image where we see a new, I assume, Brute support card, a new Dragon Maiden, which probably is for Nirvana, and this holy ass dragon for, I assume, is Cater Sanctuary. Now, I'm not so sure what the set itself basically means. We see 10 triple Rs and 25 double Rs. The previous clan collection was mainly a reprint set with only 1 or I think 2 cards per nation introduced. I'm not so sure what this set actually is going to be. Is it actually going to be a reprint set? Is it going to be just new cards? I heard something about that this set will focus around Daybreak as well as Blackout, but I haven't seen anywhere else actual confirmation about this. So far we only see these 3 units as far as I'm aware, and the fact that this set will have 35 cards, from which 10 are triple Rs and 25 are double Rs, and that the set will be released on the 13th of May in Japan. So it will take a while before we're going to see actual cards about the set and see more specific details about this particular set. Now, moving on to the last big reveal today, we have the confirmation of Premium Collection 2022. I think that's 2 or 20 too much, but that doesn't matter. We've got a new Premium Collection this year, and more importantly, we finally are going to get new G Guardians, because in this set we're gonna get 96 new cards, or should I say, it's going to contain 96 cards, from which 48 are going to be new and 48 are going to be reprint. Now, before we're gonna get too excited about these reprints, keep in mind, these reprints could be like a mix mash of the Revival Collection that we just got in the English format, because if you remember and look back to the producer letter that we had with Keita Mori, that the Japanese side was wanting the Revival Collection that we got as well as Japan, because they are starting to be more interested in the premium format. So this could be like Japan's way of getting those particular reprints. That said, they might pull a fast one on us and give Japan very specific reprints that were in our Revival selection, and maybe make the international version of this product contain different reprints. It's very optimistic, but I mean, other card games do this all the time, where the sets changes depending on the release, in which area it's being released, so it might happen for the English format, but we just have to wait and see. But besides the reprints in this set, we know we're gonna get 2 reprints for every nation, or every clan. We also got 2 new cards for every clan. And from those 2 cards, one is a Stride, and one is a G-Guard. We finally are getting new G-Guards for premium, and I cannot wait what these cards are going to be. And I assume the triple R is going to be the Stride, and the double R is going to be the G-Guard. But besides that, we don't know anything else, and I am so excited to see what these new cards are. The artwork on this set, we basically see, I think, a Kagero card, maybe an Arakami. We see a Shadow Paladin dude that looks very Mordred Phantom-ish-esque like, and the other card is 100% a Neo Nectar card. But besides that, that's everything we have for this set, and also all the reveals for today. Now, of course, premium collection on the horizon means potential new collabs with creators. So hey Bushi, if you need to reveal the new Gear Chronicles Stride and G-Guard, you got my number, you know where to call me, you know how to contact me. I would definitely like to reveal those cards. But besides that, that's basically everything that we got today. Now of course, as I already explained in the beginning of this video, there's more revealed today. There's more stuff to talk about. We also got the V-Clan collection cards, as we got the Murakumo stuff and the Gold Paladin new Ezel support. But I'm gonna go over those in tomorrow's video. As you already seen, this video is going on way too long, and we haven't really talked about that many cards. It's just pure news and information and set drops, and that's it. It's just so many exciting stuff. And that said, I want to know, what is your favorite part about all these reveals? Are you excited for a specific set? Are you excited about a specific content, like maybe the dual nation cards? Or are you just generically interested in a new ride line for cross epics or those cards? I'm just very excited, and I'm very curious on what you guys are most excited about. So let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, this video has been brought to you by our lovely patrons over patreon.com/VanguardInsider. You guys are amazing. If you want to support the channel or everything that's happening on the channel, you can simply go to patreon.com/VanguardInsider and become a patron today. But with that said, I've been Mr. Time Leap, and I'll see you guys in the next one!